I think we can agree Dogmeat is already a good dog, but with these Xbox mods, he can travel with another follower, wear useful armor, carry more equipment, stay out of doorways, and eventually become anything from a house cat to a bloody deathclaw. I tested 12 of these mods in my latest playthrough. Some are really useful. Some are over the top.
Hey, boy.
And several are so good, they're permanently in my load order.
Let's go, boy.
Let's start with the mod that restores something Bethesda originally had planned for the game. Simple Everyone's Best Friend allows you to have Dogmeat and another companion follow you.
Ma'am, what about his dog and, friend here?
I'll allow it. Security is already extra mindful as it is.
There's your proof. If you have Dogmeat and another companion with you, the guard refers to both of them in the same sentence.
What about his dog and, friend here?
This isn't restored dialogue, this is in the vanilla game, but you just never hear it unless you have this mod enabled. There is an older version of this mod, just called Everyone's Best Friend, but because it's old, it generates conflicts with other mods and the unofficial Fallout 4 patch, so use the newer, simple version. 2 companions are useful, but they also mean twice as many opportunities to block up doorways, which brings us to the next mod. Dogmeat Follow Behind does just what it says on the label. Dogmeat will stay behind you when you're exploring the wasteland. It should have been called Get Out the Bloody Way, because that's what I used to say to Dogmeat all the time until I found this mod. Apparently Dogmeat's habit of running ahead was programmed into the game because River, the pet that Dogmeat was based on, used to do that all the time when on walkies. The problem with Dogmeat wanting to be in front of you is that he can block doorways and paths, but this mod stops him getting in the way and it works really well. Highly recommended. The next 2 mods improve Dogmeat in completely different ways. One makes him much stronger, the other basically turns him into a ninja. The first is Dogmeat Buff, which raises Dogmeat's health from roughly 100 up to 500 and increases his attack damage from 1 to 50. So he is more than just a distraction to enemies in combat, he delivers substantially more damage. And with increased health, you won't ever hear that heart-wrenching injured dog whine that Dogmeat gives off when he's hurt.
We are the few. No! Stupid dog!
The second combat mod is Ghost Dogmeat. This is less about turning him into a heavy damage dealer and more about preventing him from blowing your cover as you're sneaking around the Commonwealth.
Hold. Let's go.
He's configured to no longer affect your stealth meter. Enemies ignore him unless he attacks, which he will if you instruct him to.
Drop him.
So it's a good mod for your stealth character. No longer will he wander off and start his own fight in the next room. Yay! Why don't you show Dogmeat he's a good doggo with the Feed Call Pet Dogmeat mod? It adds several interactions that really should have been in the base game. You can pet Dogmeat, whistle to call him back from anywhere, give him toys, and craft Scooby snacks for him at a cooking station. Okay, well, they're not actually called Scooby snacks, but they probably should have been. These treats restore some health and give him a temporary strength and agility buff. The whistle is probably the most useful feature. You craft Dogmeat's leash at a chemistry station, then use it to call him back if he has wandered off, got stuck, or just vanished, as Fallout companions do. The main limitation is that animation becomes less reliable when Dogmeat changes forms, when he's a cat, or a Deathclaw, or a My Alert Queen, which is something we'll get to at the end. The Cyber Dog creation does not modify Dogmeat, it gives you a second dog follower. This is an official Bethesda creation, packaged in with the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. So what we have is half dog, half robot, and all business. Or something. Cyberdog's look is inspired by Rex, your dog companion from Fallout New Vegas. Canonically, it is not actually Rex, but you can rename it Rex if you want. Cyberdog is not a normal companion. The game doesn't treat it the same way as Dogmeat, so the Dogmeat mods in this list won't work on Cyberdog. The game treats it more like the Sentinel power armor follower that you may have found in the game.
Freedom is always worth fighting for.
You obtain Cyberdog by completing the quest All Bite, which is started at the Nahant Oceanological Society. Having an extra pooch with me is helpful in combat, but because the combat mods and Dogmeat Follow Behind don't work on it, as you can see, Cyberdog can get in the way, he's not quite as helpful in combat. Dogmeat's backpack is a straightforward load carriage mod for Dogmeat. It adds 3 backpacks of different sizes, with the largest increasing Dogmeat's carrying capacity by 150, which I think is double his normal load. That gives you a useful mobile storage space to help you with all your loot goblin needs. The backpacks are crafted at the chemistry station and can be recoloured at an armour workbench. Did you know that the armour you can find for Dogmeat in the vanilla game doesn't actually provide him any protection? This is not a serious issue, I guess, as he can't die, unlike in Fallout 3, but he can be taken out of the fight too quickly at times. But the mod Simply Useful Dog Armour fixes that by adding proper damage resistance to the existing dog armour pieces. There are a few mods with similar names that do the same thing. Light dog armour provides 20 damage resistance, standard armour increases that to 35, and heavy dog armour reaches 50. The dog helmet also provides 10 damage resistance, which I think is a good idea. The problem is that Dogmeat's backpack and Simply Useful Dog Armour occupy the same equipment slot, so you can't use both of them. There is, however, a third mod that basically combines both. The K9 Harness mod adds a tactical body harness with proper armour, side pouches and a backpack, and lets you add ballistic weave. You can add up to 120 carry capacity. That's slightly less than the largest Dogmeat backpack, but the harness can provide significant damage resistance. It can also be customised with different colours, camouflage patterns and faction patches. So choose Dogmeat's backpack for maximum storage, Simply Useful Dog Armour if you prefer its vanilla appearance, or K9 Harness for the strongest all-round package. Look, I've often thought Dogmeat's great and all, but I just wish he was wearing a hat. Well, worry no longer, as we have the Dogmeat Helmets and Hats mod. This mod allowed you to make dog-friendly versions of many of the in-game hats, helmets, glasses, goggles, and masks. I confess I probably spent too much time playing around with this mod. There's a normal and a DLC version. The variety of items that can be converted for Dogmeat's use is impressive, I'd say. It includes some unique items as well, such as the High Confessor's helm and Tinker Tom's goggles. Just don't ask me how I got my hands on those. The chemistry workstation has a new dedicated dog hats and helmets category. You need to have the original item on you to convert it. And here's an important note, the original item is destroyed when converted, which is a shame because I seriously was looking forward to us both wearing matching Oswald's top hats. Oh well. If you wanted to change the look of Dogmeat, you can use the TransDOGrifier official creation. The TransDOGrifier Mark I collar allows you to change the colour of your German Shepherd's coat. The Mark II collar lets you change the dog's breed. You make the TransDOGrifier collars at the chem workstation and change their settings at the armour workbench. If you change Dogmeat into another breed, he won't wear any armour or goggles from the vanilla game. Most items from the Dogmeat Helmets and Hats mod, which I just mentioned, they still work, but they might not fit too well. But maybe you've had enough of dogs. What's wrong with you? That's where my final mod comes in. GO4 Dogmeat Changer. This mod lets you transform Dogmeat into one of 19 different creatures from the game. There are 4 categories: canines, insects, Mirelurks, and other creatures. Each category has its own dog kennel, and you build that from the Settlement Specials menu. Then you get Dogmeat to interact with it, and he'll change into that creature. Have him interact again to change to the next creature on the list. If you keep doing this, he'll eventually return back to normal Dogmeat. In the new form, he retains all of Dogmeat's functions and is considered friendly to settlers, which I've got to say does seem a bit weird at times. Large-sized creatures have limits on fitting through doors, etc., so keep that in mind. Mirelurk Queen Dogmeat is truly disgusting. And since she's so big, I found it hard to find her dialogue prompt. The transformations are not just cosmetic either. All the correct movements, sounds, and combat abilities. Each creature has its own starting health, resistances, attack bonuses, and carrying capacity, and will help you out in combat. The exception to all this is Catmeat, who will run away at the first whiff of combat, which is totally in character. I gotta say though, having a Deathclaw as a companion was really handy. Some of the creatures have ranged attacks too, including the Deathclaw, which throws dirt and stones, the Mirelurk King, which uses a sonic attack, and the Mirelurk Queen sprays poison. Ammunition for these attacks can be found in boxes in Sanctuary, Red Rocket Station, and at Bunker Hill. If you ever want to disable the mod, remember to transform Dogmeat back into his German Shepherd form, or he'll become invisible, because the creature skin disappears when the mod is removed. Okay, do you have a favourite Dogmeat mod that I didn't cover? There are a lot of them, so I wouldn't be surprised. Let us know in the comments so others can see what else is out there. Now that was a fun video to make. I hope you enjoyed it. Like the video and subscribe to my channel for more mod comparison vids. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Rapnexus out.